Hello everyone in the multiverse and beyond. This is your friend forever, Evan Lefavor, with an important video. Today, I'm going to be talking about the divine intervention that was the birth of Evan Lefavor on the planet Earth. Did you know that there was once a reality where there was no Evan Lefavor born on this planet? At one time, there was a reality where there was no Evan Lefavor born on this planet. And in that reality, in the year 2036, an asteroid hit the planet Earth, causing the extinction of all life on the surface of this planet. And not only that, because of all the nuclear power plants we have scattered around the Earth, this event caused all of that radiation to leak into the atmosphere, meaning that life is then uninhabitable, any forms of life. This planet is uninhabitable by any forms of life for over 1 million years. So it's not bad enough that all life went extinct. But now the planet Earth is uninhabitable by any life forms for over 1 million years. So I decided something needed to be done about it. And what do you mean I decided? What do I mean by that? Well, you see, before I was born a human being on the planet Earth, I existed in the kingdom of heaven. That's right, the kingdom of heaven, in giant starships deep in outer space. So I guess even though I was born here as a human being, you can technically say that I'm an alien, I guess you could say. Because the original version of me was born in outer space, not on planet Earth. So, but I do, the way you see me look right there is how this other version of me looks. That's just how my spirit controls my DNA. So what happened was, here I was in the kingdom of heaven, watching the planet Earth, watching this happen to the planet Earth, all life going extinct in one day. And I decided that it was preventable and that I could do something about it. So out of the kindness of my own heart, I decided that I was going to be born a human being on this planet and do something to save this world from extinction. So, after making the decision to be born a human being on planet Earth, I had to find the perfect parents. I had to find two people that were never going to have children. And what I did was, I saved, before I was born, I saved both of my parents' lives. Both my mother and my father died in the reality where I was never born. Both of them died before I was ever born. But from the kingdom of heaven, I was able to directly intervene and inspire them to cheat death. And I'll explain how I did this. My grandfather, Claire Lefavor, well, everybody called him Sonny Lefavor. He lived with his family in Fridley, Minnesota, in a really nice house. My grandma was really proud of the house, and my mother lived there, with her brother and 2 sisters. And when my mother was young, a tornado came through. A vicious storm hit Minnesota, and a tornado came through the neighborhood and destroyed their house, killing them all. So my grandfather died that day, my grandmother, she died that day, my mother died that day, and all my aunts and uncle died that day. So I decided to directly intervene. And what I did was I inspired my grandfather using technology from the kingdom of heaven. I divinely inspired my grandfather to sell that house and move. Now, see, I time traveled back before this happened, and I divinely inspired my grandfather to sell the house and to move to the West Bank of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And he went along with it, and he moved to the West Bank, 2011 South 6th Street, and he moved the whole family there into this house that was old, one of the oldest houses in Minneapolis. And my grandma didn't like it because it wasn't as fancy as the house they just lived in. But lo and behold, a week later, after they moved, the big storm hit, and the tornado went through their neighborhood and destroyed their house. And it would have killed all of them had they been home. So I saved my mom's life before I was ever born. And my dad, he was going to die as well. And I had to save his life on more than one occasion. I helped stop bullets from hitting him in the head by making them whiz right above his head, to many other instances. And to make a long story short, I saved both of their lives. And then I used technology from the kingdom of heaven to divinely inspire them to get together. And they got together, my mother and father, and one of the first things they did together, or when they were dating, was see the movie Tron. And I brought them to that movie to help them explain a little bit about their son that they were destined now to conceive. So I was conceived, and in 1983, December 11th, 1983, I was born in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I had transcended. I used technology to implant my DNA and my soul into what I would become in my mother's womb. Which means that the minute I was conceived and my spirit went into my new body that was being developed in my mother's womb, my soul was able to modify the DNA so it would look like me. So I would eventually grow up to look like me, as you see in this picture. That is how I look in the kingdom of heaven as well. So that is how I got to be born on this planet. Why would I do that? You see, the reason you can't divinely intervene from heaven directly by landing here in spaceships is that it would change the fabric of the time-space continuum. But if you're born here a human being, you are embedded into the fabric of the space-time continuum. So you're not disrupting it by being born. It becomes embedded into the timeline of history. So the moral of the story is, I came here from the kingdom of heaven to help save all life on this planet from going extinct. And it's going to take a lot of work to prevent it, but we can do it. And I'm not going to return to the kingdom of heaven until I succeed in preventing the extinction of all life on this planet. Why would I do that? Because I don't believe in death. I know of a better way. I would rather people be able to get to the kingdom of heaven without having to die to get there. And I know how to make it possible. But we'll cover that in another video. In this video, I just wanted to let you know how I was conceived and what went into my conception. And I'll make another video about the technology I used from the kingdom of heaven to divinely inspire my parents and my grandparents in order for me to be born. But I came here not just to prevent the extinction of mankind. I also came here to change the world for the better as well, and to bring about a world with true freedom for all, with infinite equality for everyone, in a world without money, a world where we are no longer slaves to the dollar, a world that is almost like heaven on earth for everyone alive, because that's what we deserve on this planet. We deserve a better quality of life, and we know it's possible. Science fact. So I want to thank you all for listening to my newest video. Please check out some of my new videos I've made recently, and thanks for liking and subscribing to my channel. I wanted to let you all know how Evan Lefavor came to be into existence in this world. I am the only Evan Lefavor in existence. So, which is no accident, because before I was born as a human being, I was known as EL, which stands for Evan Lefavor. But we'll get into that more in another video, about who I am and what happened to me before I was born a human on this planet, because that's a very important story. Why I care about this planet, because I do. I came here before I was born to save these people on this planet, to save all the creatures and all the life on this planet from extinction, out of the kindness of my own heart. This is my plan. When you hear Jesus Christ talk about He who sent me, He's talking about me. I knew Jesus Christ for thousands of years before I was ever born, a human being on this planet. But we'll save that for another video as well. Thanks again. This is your friend forever, Evan Lefavor, signing out. Have a safe, pleasant day. Bye-bye.